Yo guys, and welcome back towards this new stream here on the channel. And on today's stream I will be talking about Bitcoin. I will be as well go over the insane crazy W pattern we're currently creating here on this market. And then we'll be talking about Bitcoin that is currently on the edge, but literally on the edge of either of course deciding to go for that massive explosion towards the upside or for that potential trend break towards the downside. So we are right now on the verge of an explosion, we can say, and there is going to be a high amount of volatility. In exactly 70 minutes from now on, the stock market is going to be opening, and we will be talking about this stock market open. Is going to be positive for the markets. Also talking about the DXY right now really taking that massive hit, and of course the World Economic Forum 2022 started, and we're already seeing some very interesting things coming from of that as well. So guys, thank you so much for jumping in towards this new live stream here today on the channel. And yeah, let's jump right away in towards the content. Why not? And let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin right here. Rover, please speak a little bit closer to the microphone. Yes, I will try to do that. Was it not that loud here if I talk over here? Excuse me. I will be talking a little bit closer towards the microphone. Excuse me for that. But let's talk about Bitcoin. First of all, this W pattern. I've been talking earlier today about this. You can clearly see right now this pattern, top side really providing that resistance range. So we are currently really waiting for Bitcoin to break above that resistance range here. And as soon as we do break above this top side resistance range for Bitcoin, I personally am expecting that massive move. And of course, that potential trade we are currently looking for. We're forming a beautiful W with a higher low on the lower side. That is of course a good trading signal for a potential reversal towards the upside. And what I want to be doing here is of course take a trade if Bitcoin does decide to be closing above this dotted line here in the middle. If we are going to get a 1 hour close above that, and we're going to get a retest of that level afterwards, I will be looking to open a long position on Bitcoin. And of course, potentially we could be doing that live here on today's live stream, and that's going to be absolutely exciting. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see Bitcoin also squeezing its price action in towards an apex. The 15-minute time frame is really exciting right now to look at, because you can clearly see Bitcoin is squeezing the price action also in towards an apex right now, right? So we are coming together from a downward sloping support, upward sloping support line and downward sloping resistance line, and it is going to get squeezed in towards an apex, and it's going to create a massive price volatility. And of course, in this case, we are forming this move towards the upside consolidation pattern, so it's more likely to as well continue towards the upside from here on. Pretty interesting. Of course, we've been already talking about the 4-hourly symmetrical triangle, really showing and indicating we are strong right now across this market. Also really confirming that thoughts with, of course, a close above this previous resistance range. And let me set up a horizontal level of resistance. You can see clearly Bitcoin is basically currently already trading above it. Of course, that previous 4-hourly close was not the most beautiful one here, but you can clearly see we're fighting against this range here, 4-hour resistance, and we're currently still trading above it. So that's also a positive news indication for Bitcoin. Then at the same time, guys, I want, before going further in towards the charts, because right now I still have time to talk about news articles, because maybe in a little bit here, we are going to get that explosion across the markets. But what we're currently can see here, it's pretty funny. Christine Lagarde says crypto is worth nothing. It's so funny. First of all, she is saying, and look what she's currently saying, my very humble assessment that it is worth nothing. In the interview, she said in an interview with a Dutch talk, and she said basically, it is based on nothing. She added, there is no underlying asset to act as an anchor of safety. And you know what's funny? The euro, because yeah, she's from the ECB, the Central Bank of Europe. The euro is also based on nothing. It's based on thin air. It's based on the air behind it. So yeah, pretty hypocrite what she is saying over here. So that was just a quick thing I want to be pointing out. At the same time, we currently can see the word out here. PayPal looks to be embracing all possible crypto and blockchain services. PayPal is doing its best to provide the possible blockchain and cryptocurrency integrations to their platform. The firm Vice President Richard Ness said. So that's pretty cool. PayPal, of course, is a large payment network, online payment network, and right now they're also focusing on crypto because yeah, they are in the middle of the game and they do see the revolution is currently starting. So yeah, she is. Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but indeed, I totally agree. Europe is pretty screwed up in this, in my opinion, because Europe also, guys, if you don't know already, the inflation across Europe has been extremely high. Of course, the closer you basically live to Russia, the higher the inflation is. Currently, it's around 10% through whole Europe. The inflation, every CPI reports are around the 10%, 8 to 10% in Europe. And we have not seen a hike of interest rates in Europe whatsoever. And of course, they are expecting to see the first hike of 25 basis points in Europe on July, starting from July. That's pretty late, I think. Like they're way behind the curve in Europe. Of course, the US is late, but Europe is even later. So that's pretty screwed up, in my opinion. Pretty terrible to see. Europe is just doing, not good of a job in my opinion. So also Europe has been saying that the digital euro could come as soon as 2026, and that also really confirms my thoughts here. Maybe potentially they're going to shift over towards, of course, the digital euro. And in Europe there are definitely plans right now to have no cash anymore, and that will be basically lead towards completely control in Europe, what I was a little bit scared, and that's also why I'm moving away from Europe. But more importantly, we can see PayPal is, of course, embracing all cryptocurrency payment options. What is going to be pretty exciting to see what is currently happening. And also, the Central Bank of Europe is currently having one of the most... Sorry, I have to... Excuse me. But what I want to be saying is that the Central Bank of Europe is currently having a lot of these blockchain developers working at them. What is pretty hypocrite, right? So they are hiring many blockchain developers for probably their digital euro, but at the same time she's saying it's worth nothing. So it's a little bit hypocrite. I don't know really what to say about it. I don't really want to be putting too much effort in it. So currently Bitcoin is falling down a little bit here. It got rejected from the higher side. So we will be keep monitoring the Bitcoin price action right here, because Bitcoin is going to definitely decide a massive move in the coming hours ahead of ourselves. So please make sure to stick with us. Also on the 12-hour time frame, I want to be talking. Bitcoin is right now forming that symmetrical triangle, and it closed its 12-hour candle beautifully above it. So also 12-hour time frame currently suggesting we are seeing some more bullishness and some more strength in the market. Also, a thing I want to be pointing out here is the is this here, that we are... Oh, let me quickly clean this up here. Like this, yes. So I want to be talk about the Ichimoku clouds, and you can clearly see right now. Oh, I have not cleared everything up here. Excuse me. So we can currently see that we're trading above them, and that's actually a pretty bullish signal for Bitcoin. Look at this on a 4-hourly time frame. We've been already trading above it for quite a while, right? Usually once you're trading above these clouds, it tends to be showing us, the market is a little bit more in a stronger phase in the market, and right now we're really picking up steam again. So that's actually a pretty good thing to see for Bitcoin. Bitcoin trading above this range here will be making a lot of sense to, of course, see a little bit of strength come back towards the market and at least create that range for that relief ready for Bitcoin before potentially come down even further, or for potentially, of course, to increase from of that range. So also very interesting to see. Looking at the daily time frame, of course, I tweeted about it. In hindsight, maybe it will all seem so obvious, guys. Maybe in hindsight, it will be seeming so obvious that Bitcoin is going to be bouncing from of this region, because I've never seen a bear market where people are withdrawing their Bitcoin from exchanges. I've never seen a bear market where whales are still accumulating, because in fact, in bear markets, whales tends to be distributing, and right now in this case, we are seeing that whales are still buying, especially on this range over here. And more importantly, what I want to be pointing out here is that whales, if you're right in selling, in fact, I got the proof for you guys out there that you are in fact selling towards Bitcoin whales. You are not selling towards some speculators out there. Of course, there are always people out there that are currently buying, but most certainly you are selling your Bitcoin towards whales, and I will be showing you the proof in a moment from now on. But more importantly, guys, we've been seeing a bounce, very strong bounce here back in February 2021. We've been seeing a very strong bounce here from the summer low of 2021, and right now we'll be getting that another bounce here. And of course, if we're going to get that bounce and Bitcoin is going to increase, let's say we're going to see a similar type of a reversal back towards the upside for Bitcoin, and let me copy the charts here. We're going to see something like this, right? So if we're going to see a similar movement towards the upside, we're going to see something like this here. And this will be also perfectly aligned with the symmetrical triangle, with the falling wedge actually. But if this happens, let's say this is just speculation, something stupid. I know it's stupid what I'm currently doing, but let's say we're going to get the bounce here. in hindsight, it all seems so obvious. Why? Is because we're forming a large falling wedge here, typical bullish bias pattern on the market. And of course, if you're really zooming out and looking at that monthly time frame, this is one of the most largest and biggest reaccumulation phases in history of Bitcoin. And I also just saw a very interesting tweet here. Let me quickly search it up. Let me reload this. And I think, oh, here, I tweeted also about it, guys. I just thought that it was pretty interesting to see here. But where did I saw it? I think it was on this page. So I saw a very interesting tweet from Gert, also a Dutch guy, pretty cool. And he said this, Bitcoin 2-week comparison to Google. And look at this chart. Left side is the Google chart, right side is the Bitcoin chart. And what are we seeing right now? We are seeing very similar patterns. You can see the lead-in phase for Bitcoin was also in 2016, the bullish price action towards the all-time high, multi-year consolidation symmetrical triangle, also for Google, multi-year consolidation for Google in that case. Right now we are forming that double larger time frame bottom with a double top as well, just like Google did here, like you can see over there in the red line over there. Will this be having the same effect? Will Bitcoin move similarly back like Google did? Like it's a pretty interesting pattern to look at on what Bitcoin is doing on this larger time frame, right? And that is what I'm trying to be pointing out. In hindsight, it will all look very obvious. I mean, we can clearly see on chain data that if you're selling right now, you're in fact selling towards wheels. We'll be talking about that in a moment from now on. I have discussed that already several times before on the channel and on my Twitter page. But yeah, we are, of course, on a very strong level of support for Bitcoin. And it is just not going to be that obvious that we're not going to hold on towards this level, or at least create a relief rally from here on. And of course, if we're going to get a relief rally, I am going to look at very important levels. And of course, those levels I will keep you guys up to date about if we do create that rally. But of course, the 34.7K towards the 36.9K is going to be the range to talk about, because this is literally the range where we do want to be seeing a break above here. Because if we do break above this red box of resistance for Bitcoin on that daily time frame, guys, this is major resistance for Bitcoin. This was previously around major support, and it will be flipping in major resistance. But in case we're going to be breaking above it, but of course I will be say this right away to you guys out there, I think the chance of a rejection from this range is going to be very obvious. If we do get that rejection, we're confirming a lower high across the markets, and that could spell, of course, a lot of trouble for Bitcoin and for all the Bitcoin bulls out there. So if this scenario happens, we are pretty not screwed, but we could be in for maybe a longer period of consolidation, a longer period of reaccumulation in the markets before potentially really coming up again. But in case we break above it, and in case we also break above this downward sloping resistance line, it's going to start to look very good for Bitcoin. So of course, this is still speculation. I will be still wait on it till we're going to reach these levels. But guys, please do note that at least a relief rally towards 37K, 35K is going also in the bearish bias case going to be very obvious, because markets are oversold and also the equity market is very oversold. Dollar index is been decreasing massively over the recent days here. It has been spiking massively. First of all, on the monthly time frame, it has been overbought. Historically speaking, once the DXY is overbought, guys, it has been a very good time to be stepping in towards equities. And I'm not going to say what you want to be doing here. You have to do your own research. Once the dollar index is oversold, it has been a good time to be stepping out of equities, like in 2008. Actually, if you bought in 2008, you still did a good job here. But in that very short-term period of time, it was a bad time for equities, like 2008 till, beginning of 2009. If you stepped in, let's say 2010, that was the best entry point possible, right? In 2011 approximately. So that is pretty interesting to see over here. But yeah, we can clearly see there's a very big chance for a major rejection across the DXY. And look at this resistance range I tried to point out for you guys out there. This red box above us, this has been a very clear level for resistance on the Bitcoin, the DXY price action. And of course, guys, Bitcoin got an inverted correlation with the DXY. So what does this mean? If the DXY does decide to be moving down here, it means that Bitcoin is going to be having an inverted correlation. So it means that Bitcoin is going to be moving up. And of course, not only Bitcoin, but also all equities. So that is important to take in consideration right now here. Also, at the same time, I want to be moving in towards the S&P 500. I want to be talking about the imminent short term, what we can currently see. First of all, Over the course of last week here, Friday was pretty exciting. We saw a massive drop on the Friday and a massive recovery back towards the upside on the end of the day here. So we had, in the end of the day, a pretty positive ending of the weekend. Not necessarily pretty positive ending, but still positive ending towards the Friday compared to the beginning of the Friday. And right now we're just waiting till the market is going to be opening. It will be opening in 55 minutes from now on, and it's going to be definitely show us once again probably some more volatility to come. So far it's holding up pretty well here, and on the pre-market it has been a little bit up here, so that is of course a good thing to take in consideration. And yeah, we're just going to be waiting on to see how it's going to be reacting. But of course, on the larger scale time frame, of course, we do know that the S&P 500 definitely has more possibilities to come down even further. We are currently looking at a very strong support line and downward sloping support line, and I will be pointing this out to make it a little bit more thicker so you guys can see it easier. You can see the S&P 500 is trading on a very, very important downward sloping support line. It is also forming somewhat of a falling wedge pattern right now in this market, right? It's forming a downward sloping resistance line with an upward slope, downward sloping support line as well. And this is of course a typical bullish bias reversal pattern. But of course, yeah, we still have to wait to see when we're going to definitely be breaking out. But yeah, this could be leading towards a massive breakout. Is it going to be a positive breakout? We don't know yet. We just have to wait and see on how it's going to be playing out. But if we do decide to be, of course, react positively from this point for the S&P 500, it could be, of course, have also some positive effects for the market, for the cryptocurrency market. So yeah, definitely waiting to see how that's going to be playing out right now here. And of course, this can definitely unfold in towards this week. So what I will be trying to be pointing out once again to you guys out there is that this week is going to be one of the most craziest weeks probably for stocks and Bitcoin. This, of course, we have seen 8 weeks in a row. If you don't know already, if you have been sleeping below a rock probably, but Bitcoin has been closing 8 weekly candles in a row red, and that is of course an absolutely terrible record. But this is of course a record-breaking consecutive weekly candles in the red for Bitcoin, because we've never done this before. So yeah, will we be finally get that rebound? And of course also the last 2 months, these last 8 weekly candles have been pretty terrible, because normally in downtrends, sometimes we get a little bit of a relief back towards the upside, but right now we've been just nosediving towards the downside for the Bitcoin price action. So that is why it's of course a little bit less exciting, and that is why it's of course also a little bit less good for Bitcoin right now. So hopefully we could still see a positive ending towards this week, but of course it would make a lot of sense to finally get some more positivity back here. And for the S&P 500, it would also make a lot of sense since we are pretty much oversold in this market. Okay, thank you. Short to pump. Is this a 24-hour stream? No, not yet, guys. Unfortunately, not yet. I wish I want to be. I will be doing a 24-hour stream one day. I promised it a while back, but I will be doing it one day, but definitely not this month. I'm sorry. Maybe potentially in June, probably. And especially if we're going to see some more exciting price action for Bitcoin, it will be making it even more exciting for me to do so as well. So yeah, that was really a thing that I want to be pointing out right there. Also really zooming out towards these larger time frame consolidation phases for Bitcoin. Guys, once in doubt, zoom out, and historically seeing, if we're going to look at the price action, if we're going to historically look back at Bitcoin, you can see also something very interesting emerge. First of all, look at the RSI, guys. Look at the RSI. We are currently, and I said it several times before, I am copying the words of Plan C. He said, forget market cycles, think about the risk. And that is, of course, definitely what we should be doing, in my opinion. And of course, guys, I want to be pointing it out once again here. I will be going to this this very interesting tweet, so give me 1 second. Yeah, I've been pointing it out earlier today already on today's stream, but I want to be saying it once again, guys. Forget market cycles. It is all about the risk in the market. And if we're going to look at the risk currently in the market, is particularly low. So do I really care on buying on this level? Yeah, I mean, you should be making up your own mind here. You should do your own research, but I don't really take market cycles in account anymore. Why? Is because Bitcoin changed up. Bitcoin is way different. I mean, Bitcoin is also behaving way differently on the lower time frames. Way higher correlation between the stock market, and also a thing that Plan B tweeted about last time around, is that basically Bitcoin is right now on its highest point of correlation between the S&P 500, and usually after that we tend to see decoupling. So maybe potentially Bitcoin could start to go in that decoupling phase once again. We will be closely watching it. At the same time, we can see Bitcoin undoing all its hard work from that minor move towards the upside, towards 30.6k, right and retesting the 30.4k upper sloping support on that 15-minute time frame. So guys, we'll be holding it up. It's going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, let's see what we're going to have here. It's been falling 8 weeks in a row because it's a bubble. I mean, some will say it's a bubble, and some will say it's not. I mean, if you think it's a bubble, well, you're even watching, first of all, because I don't know if you are watching right now and you think Bitcoin is shit, Bitcoin is terrible. I mean, why should you, first of all, buy Bitcoin if you think it's a bubble? Why should you be buying Bitcoin if you think it's terrible? And that is why I saw also something very interesting. Like, guys, if you're interested in crypto right now, it means like you are starting to become a real OG, right? You're interested in the market because you think and you believe in Bitcoin, and I think that's the right thing. I personally believe, I'm a believer in Bitcoin, and I think that the Bitcoin in 10 to 20 years from now on will be standing in a way bigger and a more global accepted place. Also, what I think is that the world is becoming more and more digital. So what am I expecting? I am expecting, this is my opinion, so please don't copy my opinion, but I'm only telling you what I think here. I'm not a teacher whatsoever. I am only sharing my thoughts. I think that in the past, like in 1900, before, we had the gold standard. Gold was, of course, reserve currency of everything. But right now, nowadays, since the past 5 to 6 years, of course, past 20 years, everything is getting everything is going digital. Everything is going online. You can see the stocks. You can see everything is going digital. You know what we need right now? We need a digital gold. We need a digital variant of gold. What is easy and reliable, what is scarce, and what we can send over to each other very easily, and what we can use as baseline for everything for the internet. And what is the perfect thing for that gold standard for the internet? It's going to be Bitcoin. It's already so big, it's too big to fail, in my opinion, Bitcoin. And it's just, I mean, it's just the best form of money, the best form of a gold, of a reserve currency, in my opinion, a digital reserve currency. And I personally think that Bitcoin has a very bright future. If you don't believe in the future of Bitcoin, I mean, I think you rather can leave that. But I don't really think that's the right way to right now be here. Ignore negative people. I mean, I do that. I don't really care about it, but I just only don't get the point. And I'm a little bit frustrated because I've seen it so many times before. I've seen the people being so toxic. I've seen the people really exiting the space in the periods of the market where it is like the most stupidest to exit the market. I just can't get my head over it. I mean, yes, we are in extreme. I do get it. Why? It's because I've seen it. I see it literally happening. You can read the readings. We are sitting on 10 on the fair and greed index, and we do know that this is, of course, extremely low. We do know that once the fair and greed index tells us the reading is on 10 right now, it means that there is, of course, many people that are starting to become toxic. Many people are just losing their faith in the system, etc., right? People want to be going back towards their normal jobs. I mean, I bought Bitcoin because I don't want to be working 9 to 5 every single day, right? I want to be making a difference, and I want to be securing my real wealth. I don't want to be holding my euros on my bank because I know that every single year I will be losing my value in the euros or dollars or whatsoever, whatever your native currency is. But more importantly, guys, yeah, people are saying, but yeah, if you were holding Bitcoin, you lost 50%. But over the past 13 years, guys, look at the increases. And I've been holding Bitcoin right now for exactly since 2016, 6 years right now, and I've been better off, I can guarantee you. I've never made so much money in my life. For me, my age, it has been very special what I've been doing in my life, and I totally understand myself as well. But this is the opportunity, historically speaking. Fair and Green Index doesn't necessarily show you the exact bottom, but it tends to be close towards calling a bottom, always historically. And more importantly, guys, I do know why people are toxic, because you can see this chart. I've said it. I discussed it with you guys out there on the channel. And of course, many other people are also starting to talk about this chart since I tweeted so much about it. Guys, people are toxic because they lost money. And this is the chart. This chart is telling us that many investors lost tons of money because I always say you only lose money once you sell. That's a fact. You can see that many people sold against the loss on the recent dip, and especially on the exact low point. That's the most weird part about it. I still don't get it. I mean, I can't get in my head that Bitcoin drops down to 25k and we're dropping so hard, so I'm going to decide to sell. Bitcoin is trading. It was like if I go back here on the 15-minute time frame, I open the RSI, I just can't get my head out of it. Like you look at the 15-minute RSI and you can see, yeah, was this the low? Yeah, this was the low. You look at the 5-minute RSI and you can see, okay, Bitcoin is right now extremely freaking oversold. It's forming one of the most craziest bullish divergences. Okay, I'm going to sell. Apparently that's a thing. But of course, usually the people that are actually selling are the people that are having a little bit less interest in the market about what actually is playing around here, what actually are the developments in the market. And I mean, yeah, we also got the news that that Gucci is going to be, or was it Gucci? I think it was Gucci that is going to be start accepting Bitcoin payments. And also, Tag Heuer accepting Bitcoin payments. I mean, guys, there's so much bullish news, I just can't discuss it all. But apparently the price action is not following, of course. Largest difficulty bomb since... Oh, guys. Is there a difficulty bomb let me quickly check on how the difficulty is currently unfolding in the market, guys. Let me do some live analysis. Give me a second. So let me quickly go over this. First of all, check the Bitcoin difficulty. Let me place it on the 0. Oh, so yeah, the difficulty will be getting calculated. Oh, in tomorrow, the difficulty will getting calculated again. So if you don't know already, for all the bears out there, because yeah, there are many bears in the chat probably, and there are many bears watching right now. This is the Bitcoin difficulty, if you don't know. If you have not done your research yet here, this is basically how strong the network is, because the more hash rate we get, the more difficult it is to mine a block. And the more difficult it is to mine a block, the more secure the network is, because it means it has more hash rate. So the higher the hash rate goes here, the more interest from miners there is in the market, the higher the difficulty goes, is also equaling the same here. So higher difficulty means basically more interest in Bitcoin from smart money, from miners. And also a fact is that usually in bear markets, we tend to see difficulty drop because, yeah, interest drops on the market. Like you can see back in the bear market here in 2019. After that, we increase once again. Why? Is because, yeah, miners tends to be, the miners tend to step in, and after that, the retail follows. So you can see right now, there's been a massive spike in miners. There's so much more miners coming in towards the market, and Bitcoin's network is becoming stronger and stronger every single week. It's becoming bigger and bigger every single week. We are right now at all-time highs, guys. We just set an all-time high on the 16th of May. The highest network difficulty ever, highest hash rate ever seen before in the history. While price action is not even close towards all-time highs, guys. This is just showing us the network is growing and the network is becoming stronger. Well, not necessarily the prices, but price always follows eventually. And right now, price is a little bit behind, indeed, because everything what's going on in the world, because it's absolutely shit. It's absolutely terrible what's going on. But look at this. Always, once the difficulty increase, price action tends to be following. So yeah, man, I mean, you have to do your own research. Of course, this was the China ban. So much FUD in the market. It was crazy FUD. Of course, you can see also here, miners exiting the market. That result in that correction towards the downside. So miners are definitely not even close by stopping. Also, look at the accumulation trend score, guys. This is being crazy. Of course, historically speaking, once the accumulation trend score is high, we tend to be close to bottoms. And you can clearly see, we are having pretty high accumulation trend score. We're scoring pretty high on the accumulation right now. Of course, we have been forming a lot of accumulation on the top side right here. It's pretty good also that people are accumulating on the higher side, because it means that, of course, there's more realized loss going to be in the market, and the more loss is going to get formed in the market, yeah, the higher the potential price will be going, of course. So that's pretty good to see also. Also, look at this. The Lightning Network capacity for Bitcoin is basically the strength of the Lightning Network that got introduced all the way back in 2018 bear market. And of course, due to that, we had a massive spike basically in the market. Look at the network, how strong it is. Like in the beginning of the year, you were not really able to send a lot of Bitcoins that fast, that cheap. But now you can. And now you can, but now there's no hype because people are apparently not looking at this. But yeah, more importantly, Bitcoin is so strong on this network. It can send much more transactions like the beginning of the bull run. Network is evolving, more interest is coming. It's a very logic effect what we're having currently in the market. Also, look at this. This is the non-zero balances. We had a little bit of a setback where we're once again growing in terms of the network addresses that we're currently having in the market. Also, look at the one Bitcoin. Addresses stepping in towards the market, going exponential. This is also why the accumulation trend score is so high. There's a high amount of accumulation currently going on from these 1+ wallets on Bitcoin. That's pretty good to see, actually, because you want to be having more people holding one Bitcoin than that's better than like thousands of people buying 10,000 Bitcoin. And the people that are actually buying right now, they have been going through several cycles. So they have been seeing the recent price action on Bitcoin. They're convinced the price action will be increased from here on, and they're not likely to sell. So that's very positive. The people that are buying right now are not likely to become sellers if the market comes down here, because you're not going to be buying the 30K region to sell the 25K region. That's likely to not happen. At the same time, also what's not likely to happen is, of course, that 1-year-old supply really going to be selling the Bitcoin. So the chance that you really have to make a calculation, right? Is it likely that there are many more people? Many people are screaming for 22K Bitcoin. Many people are screaming for other crazy low targets for Bitcoin. But taking in account who is going to actually bring the price down, who's going to be that? I don't know. I'm not going to be the one that's going to sell. And probably many of these other investors aren't going to be those ones as well here. You can clearly see that historically speaking, once the once the percent of supply that's lasting active 1+ year ago is spiking above 60%, it tends to be showing us we're close to a bottom stage, because a large amount, more than 65% of the network, more than 64% of the total network right now has not touched their Bitcoins for at least 1+ year. Guys, those people are likely to not sell right now. And of course, if those people are not likely to sell right now, who's going to be then actually bring the price down here? Because like you can see in this movement towards the downside over here, it were the people that, of course, bought over here. They brought the price down. But people, of course, accumulated, hold it on, and they have been accumulating maybe in the summer lows, or maybe in January over here, or in the initial hype run-up. They are not selling right now, and that's why we're seeing that increasement in long-term supply staying active, and people are really, that maybe were back here, like there were many people back here in 2018, but they dropped off, they thought, screw this, Bitcoin screwed me over, it lost all my money, and right now, they've seen this run up again, and they decided to do something different. They decided right now to have a different strategy. And the strategy right now is buy Bitcoin, never sell, because it goes up with time, because that's a fact. And that is probably how the smart money is thinking right now. And that is probably also why we're getting this high increasement, massive increasement across the 1+ year supply, basically across the market. So pretty important to take in account here. I am not saying that this is our bottom signal. This is not necessarily the signal that is guaranteeing a bottom right now, but we are forming we're above 65% right now even. So it is not likely to really see a massive cascading effect towards the downside for the supply. The lower the price is actually going to go, the less likely they are going to be selling here, and more people are less likely to sell if the price action really comes down even further from this point. So the question really is here, who's going to be actually selling the Bitcoins right now to bring down that price to 22K? I think that many investors are not going to sell their Bitcoins for $22,000 or $25,000. I think that's like a very weird target. And of course, every single time in market corrections, I see people calling for a 20K Bitcoin. I see people calling for a 4K Bitcoin, an 8K Bitcoin, some crazy targets. But at the same time, those are the people that were saying, I wish I could be buying Bitcoin below 30K while we were trading above 69K, right? So those people are always saying and screaming the loudest. And that is probably a fact. Just do your own research. Just make sure that you are ready, because I don't know how long it's going to take here. I don't know. Maybe it's going to take another year. Maybe it's going to take another 2 years before Bitcoin starts a massive rally. Or maybe we're right now in the middle of the super cycle, what I talked about, and Bitcoin can go in an exponential bull market right now. Could be happening. But are you ready? That's going to be the question. Are you assessing the risk levels right now? Are you benefiting from the low risk accumulation? Are you benefiting from the low risk, high reward for Bitcoin right now? That's going to be the question. So yeah, DevCross explained on Twitter. Let me go over the DevCross actually, because I've also got some very interesting thoughts about the DevCross, and let me quickly put this on the screen here. So it's like the 250-day moving average. This one, yeah. So now I want to have a different one. So let me get another different indicator. 50 and 200 EMA. So once they cross, yeah, I think this is better. So let me talk about the DevCrosses, right? So historically speaking, the DevCross is actually a pretty bullish signal in the market. Just like here back in the, I talked about the DevCross over here, and I said that this was a buy signal. And of course, eventually it was a buy signal. Here it was definitely not a buy signal. On the imminent short term, it was a buy signal, but after that we came down again. But let me go to a better chart where I do have some more data about the past. Not this chart because I already drew on it. I want to have a little bit more data. I would like to have some more data. Sorry guys for the inconvenience. Yeah, this chart has got a little bit more data. So over here, we can see DevCross got created, and that was actually the lowest point. Like we moved down 53% from that point. Pretty interesting. No, not even from that point. From that point, we moved out 47%. Here, this DevCross, we moved down 24% approximately. I mean, even a little bit more. This was the low in the market. 25%. Bull cross, of course, we moved up a very big exponential way here. On this DevCross, from off this point, I mean, I'm measuring it completely incorrectly. Excuse me. Actually, you should do it like this because this is the DevCross. 16%. Here it was 17%, but yeah, I will be. Wait, let me do it a little bit differently. How do I exactly want to be talking about this? Excuse me. I want to get a different indicator so I can zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, this is what I want. But I will be only chase up the colors a little bit here because I think the colors are absolutely terrible. So yeah, this is the indicator I was looking for. So this is the 250 daily moving average. And right now I can zoom out on the weekly time frame so I can give you guys a little bit more of a clear assessment what we're currently looking at, right? So we have seen several times before in the past many of these bull and bear crosses in the market, right? And usually, historically speaking, once we're in a bearish stage on the market where we did saw a bear cross and Bitcoin is trading below the green line, below the 50-day moving average, it has been historically been a very good time for accumulating, right? Here we got the DevCross, and of course, Bitcoin moved down. Let me see this exactly. Bitcoin moved down 62% here. We've seen many we have been seeing many DevCrosses, we've seen many golden crosses in the market, but historically they are not necessarily going to be telling us how hard we are going to drop here. It doesn't really matter, right? Here we moved down only 18%. Here we had a bull cross, we only moved up a few percent towards the upside. Here we had a bearish crossover and Bitcoin moved only down approximately 35%. Then of course over here we had this bear cross happening over here on this candle. We moved down only 18%. Here we are having a bear cross, and it happens over here on this candle. We came down 40%. You see, every single time we are having a little bit of a different reaction on this market, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to mean, okay, Bitcoin has to go in the bear market. I mean, last time around, we dropped 62%. Right now, we're down 40%. That's pretty significant already. And I think it's a pretty terrible indicator to really base your opinion off. I think the DevCross is like one of the most worst indicators to look at because, yes, right now it's been proving to be a good indication, but historically we do know, I can give you, I gave you already enough examples to show you that this is a terrible indicator to look at. Look at this. The DevCross came here on the pandemic crash. Well, we already visited the low. The low was already in the market, and that was the point that DevCross came. Was it a good indication? No. If we're going to look back here, we formed the low in the market. Also, once again, guys, this was on June 2021. Of course, yeah, I just talked about it. This was the summer low. The DevCross came over here. And guys, I remember this day perfectly. The day of the DevCross. Bitcoin was trading on 29K. And people said they were screaming for a 10K Bitcoin because the DevCross came and the bear market was here. You know what happened? Bitcoin rallied from off that point where people were screaming for the bear market 135% towards the upside. And guys, if you don't believe me, go to YouTube right now here. And I made a video over the DevCross crypto rover. I mean, guys, I made a video about it and it was like a terrible video because it got only 2K views. And I explained in this video, and like people were screaming at that point like, oh, why are you right now, why are you buying Bitcoin right now on 30k? It just flashed up death cross and Bitcoin is going to go to zero. But I explained in that video, and I will be doing it once again for you guys out there, because I don't want you guys to waste any time on this video right here, is that the death cross, in fact, is a lacking indicator that is also, in fact, based on previous calculations from the past. But right now, we are having institutions in the market. I mean, the 200-day moving average, the market is changing completely. It's a different market than before. So should we really base our opinion from thoughts of 2016, 2012 for Bitcoin? No, I don't think so. I think that's not smart to do in this market. Market is changing, and also these indicators. An indicator that maybe worked back in 2016 doesn't necessarily have to work in 2022. So, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin in this case, yeah, indeed, the death cross caused, let me see, the death cross came over here, and Bitcoin moved down another 32% from that point, because this is the point the death cross came in play, right? This is the point that people start to be panicking. So if we're going to get a golden cross, look at this over here. The golden cross came over here, and eventually Bitcoin moved up very massively, but look at this point. The golden cross came, we moved up 90%, but then we fell down all the way down another 10% from that region. Death cross and bull crosses is not a thing to base my opinion off. Terrible indicator. I think it's a terrible indicator. It tells you what already happened. Yeah, I mean, it's like I told you, it's a lacking indicator. The the 50 and 200, I mean, the death and bull cross, sorry, the death and golden cross, is basically telling you what already happened on the market. And a golden cross, I also don't take that serious. I mean, maybe I will be talking about it in my video, but I will also say, this is, of course, a thing, yeah, you can look at, but this is not necessarily going to be the driver of the bull market or whatsoever, right? Yes, of course, in hindsight, it will be the driver of the bull market because Bitcoin moved up here and the moving average is crossed. Yeah, of course that will happen because the 200 daily moving average moves slower than the 50. But it's not going to be my main reason to be forspell the market, because the golden cross will only happen on the market if Bitcoin already rallies towards the upside. And then a death cross will only happen if Bitcoin already came down from the higher side. So yeah, that's a thing to take into account. These are very lacking indicators, so I'm a huge fan of them because I rather would like to see what is already going on, right? So far, yeah, Bitcoin is really coming down again, and maybe we could even look and argue, yeah, we can talk about this upper move support line on a 15-minute time frame. Pretty terrible because we're currently trading below it. Could be, of course, spell some more weakness across the markets. Maybe we are getting right now, in fact, that rejection. Or maybe, in fact, we're just still having that calm before the storm. I currently still go for the scenario 2, and I personally think this is still a beautiful W structure on the market, and I still think that this is just a matter of time before it is indeed going to be breaking out here. And as soon as it does decide to be breaking out, it will probably have a massive effect on the market. It will be having a massive breakout, high volumes, and personally, I will be still wait for that stock market open. Maybe the stock market could spell some interesting things for Bitcoin right here. So also looking at the stock market right now, it's dragging Bitcoin down here. You can see it's moving down a little bit here. Yeah, it is up on pre-market. That's good. It's up on pre-market, but it's definitely moving down right here. I told you to short it. I mean, yeah, you can short it, but I mean, Bitcoin, you told me to short it. I mean, yeah, you told us to short it on 30.3k. That was on the previous stream. But yeah, you're maybe down 0.014%. But Bitcoin has not done anything yet here. We're still waiting. I am definitely not calling this a bearish scenario. Bitcoin is still an extremely bullish scenario right now in the market. We are trading, in fact, against resistance. And in fact, Bitcoin has been, of course, bounced on the recent days between that support target on the lower side, right? And that resistance target on the top side. We have been looking at these regions. And of course, if we're going to be range trading, Bitcoin, of course, maybe in fact is going to come down to 28.7k, moves up again, comes down again, moves up again. But there's going to be a decision point whether we're going to be breaking above the top side and break more bullish, or whether we're going to be breaking down and break the support line, right? So for me right now, the risk, it's more all about risk, guys, because like I told you, forget market cycles, it's all about risk. For the imminent short term right now, in terms of the risk, I think the risk is particularly high for shorting this. So I will be definitely not look at a short. And if I am in case going to be longing this, I will be only longing on a retest towards the upside. So that's the real thing I'm currently waiting for. And before that, I'm not going to do that. I just will be waiting because Bitcoin is in fact still forming that W pattern right here. And I will be, of course, only take a long position if we do decide to be breaking bullish above it. And I will be only taking short position. Yeah, I mean, potentially if we do break this trend here, but I will still not do so. I will be only taking short position if we do break the downtrend over here, the 28.8k. That could be, of course, a horrible target, and it could be a horrible range for, of course, another movement towards the downside for Bitcoin. But just like I told you, who's actually going to be bringing down the price? That's going to be the question. I'm buying, just like I did in 2019, but best decision of my life. I mean, indeed, this is literally a life-changing opportunity. And I'm not talking, once again, guys, about the bottom maybe not in yet, or the bottom is in, or whatsoever. I don't care about the bottom right now. But once again, for average risk in the market, this is a life-changing, but life-changing opportunity in the market. And yeah, guys, if we're going to be trading once again back at high risk levels, we are going to once again ladder out of the market, and probably many people don't like it, what we're going to say. So yeah, this is definitely very beautiful to see. Or longs liquidations will drive the price. I mean, there are currently more shorts in the market than longs, so it will be making for me more sense to see a short squeeze. Let me quickly give you guys the data. Yeah, we can still see negative funding rates across the market, but let me quickly check up on the long to short ratio. The open interest is also pretty much down here on the market. Pretty interesting to see. So yeah, we will be just casually wait to see what Bitcoin is going to be doing from this range. Also, guys, yeah, look at this this recent tweet I did here. Make sure to also follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. This guy buy resistance and sell support. No, that's the exact opposite I'm trying to do. Because then you definitely should be listening a little bit better. But yeah, what I also said over here, that the what she said over here, pretty funny. These levels are undervalued. I'm DCAing into the downside. Thanks for the advice so far. I've been following you since I first bought Bitcoin. I mean, absolutely legend. Can you check the bitfinex wolves? Of course I can do so. Yeah, this has been a pretty interesting market, right? These are the shorts. Shorts also, guys. Before going into the longs here, I like to talk about the shorts. These are the bitfinex shorts in the market. And look at this. They are coming down. And in fact, we have seen the shorts coming down several times before. And in fact, if we are seeing the shorts coming down on the markets, these are historical signals in the market that we tend to be seeing rallies getting created. So yeah, of course, I'm just doing the calculations. 1 + 1 is 2, and if we're just purely going to look back at the previous happenings in the market, first of all, let's analyze the summer low here. The summer low, of course, we saw a high amount of shorts in the market entering because, yeah, many people were trying to be benefiting from the fear in the market. They try to be shorting this market because, yeah, people just usually go short the market once the market is at the lowest point, and usually people tend to long the market when the market is at the highest point. You can clearly see over here, shorts came in the market, then they exited on the lowest point. These are the bitfinex wheels I'm talking about. And you can clearly see at the point that the bitfinex wheels exited their shorting positions, market went exponential to the upside. And I will be talking about the long positions on the bitfinex wheels in a second from now on, because yeah, they were actually at that point opening long positions and closing their shorts. Pretty interesting. And right now what we can see on the right side here, if we're going to zoom in, let's go towards the 4 hourly time frame right now, so we can see a little bit more depth. Every single time these short positions tend to go out of the market, it has been historically clearly showed us that the market tends to be liking to be bouncing from that range, and the market tends to be, yeah, really like to be moving up from of that point. And you can clearly see over here, bitfinex shorts were exiting the market moved up again. Bitfinex shorts exited the market moved up again. Bitfinex wheels exited their shorting positions, market moved up again. Right now over here, what is going to be happening? We'll be seeing a similar effect. Bitfinex shorts entered the market, exited right now. Will we be once again see that in significant rally for Bitcoin? I mean, if it does really happen again here, if Bitcoin does really move up towards the upside, guys, you guys need to follow me, at least to stay up to date about these shorts and longs for Bitfinex, because yeah, it is clearly driving the markets. And then Of course, the exact opposite way, we can talk about the bitfinex whales the bitfinex whales that are opening long positions. And while we were just seeing that the short positions were coming down, we're seeing that the bitfinex long positions are coming massively up here. And you can historically see here, once the longs tends to be coming up in periods where market is in a certain, well, once the market is in extreme fear and market basically trades in downtrends. And of course, once the bitfinex whales distribute their long positions, it's always into strength, like you can see over here. Into strength they distribute, and into weakness they accumulate, and that is of course also a smart decision. So here once again, into weakness they have been accumulating, into strength they have been distributing. Guys, can you see the trend? So on the left side you can see in weakness bitfinex whales distribute their long positions, and into strength they accumulate their long positions. And also once again, you can clearly see the effect right now happening. They are spiking massively, and historically seeing, if the bitfinex whales are strong on their long positions, markets tends to be liking to be having a bounce towards the upside. So yeah, I am only providing you the data. You can hate whatever you want to be saying here, but only provide the data. Let me see. It's not too late to short it, Moon Boys. Yeah. I just think this is so funny to see that many people are just so excited about Bitcoin going down to 20k, and they think it's just so likely to happen. We're missing the volume. I mean, we had a massive volume spike. Let me quickly address the volume right now in the market. Let me go towards the right charts. Let me go to the volume chart. This is not the right chart to look at. Excuse me. So let me go over the volume. I think the volume is not that terrible. First of all, on the lower side, we saw that massive volume. Let me first zoom out on the higher time frames. Last week, the volume was pretty decent on the market. And historically speaking, once the volume is very high, we tend to be on these places where basically many people and investors sell against the loss. Because look at these volume spikes across the market. If we're looking at and comparing it towards the realized loss, we can see on these high volume spikes, we tend to see high people selling their Bitcoins for a loss. They were selling their Bitcoin for a loss at these high volume spikes. Then if we're once again going back towards that chart, we can see always after that a rally followed. Always after that massive volume spike towards the downside, the big rallies follows. But let's look at the lower time frames, because we're right now talking about that lower time frame here. We saw the symmetrical triangle breakout over the course of the weekend with a pretty significant volume spike across Binance. You can clearly see volume spiked over Binance over here compared over the weekend where it was staying pretty low. Of course, on that breakout of that weekly symmetrical triangle, we saw a significant increasement across volume. Pretty decent to see. Right now, of course, yeah, we're still range trading and we're still waiting for that last confirmation, right? Because yes, I have said to you guys out there, I am bullish on Bitcoin, but still we need to be breaking above one region, because many people just like, I just think that some people, I say one thing in one ear and the other ear it goes out, because I still said I am bullish on Bitcoin and I will only go for a long position if we do decide to be breaking out here. And I'm very frustrated, so I'm trying to be pointing this out very good. I've been saying this clearly in my Telegram signal group. I've been saying this clearly on my Twitter page, and of course here on my YouTube channel. I will be looking for a long position. If Bitcoin does break out, go for the retest, because that will be assess me a low risk entry position, right? And what I always want to be having is a low risk entry point. So that's pretty important to look at. So yeah, have we officially broke out yet? No, we have not. And that is also a thing that I've been saying. The volume, of course, still has to come in this case also. And let me quickly look. Yeah, this chart is not really relevant for the volume, but this is a perpetual swap chart. But yeah, I have been saying it already. Yeah, we have been seeing a 4-hour breakout. The 4-hour breakout has been seeing a very good spike in volume. That is, of course, a thing you want to be seeing. It has been flipping the Ichimoku clouds. And also, more importantly, we are still trading against resistance, guys. And I've also said I am not trading this yet because I want to be seeing the range getting broken. And that is also a thing I pointed out. So yeah, many people, I've said it, I am looking for long positions if we break above the range high over here and if we go for that retest. That's very important, what we want to be seeing. And of course, on this retest, it's going to be indeed very important to get that volume in towards the market. How's the top channel low risk? I say it is low risk if we break above the top channel and go for retest. Why? Is because this has been clearly a very strong supply zone, like you can see, very strong supply zone. And if we can clear the supply zone and go for a retest, and retest as a demand zone, we can look for that increasement towards the upside. That is historically how you trade support and resistance, how you trade supply and demands. You have to be waiting for that confirmation above this range. If we break above it, you want to go for that retest, because previous supply zones are going to flip into demand zones as soon as you do clear them. Rover, aren't NFTs just a scam to take people's NFTs? Yes. Sorry, Ethereum. Yes. I'm the biggest hater on NFTs. I mean, I think that some NFTs are very good, but I've been always around. If you guys have me follow me for a while here on the 69k top here, if you have me follow me at that point, I've always said that NFTs are the biggest flop out there. Yeah, this is going to be also, if we're going to be deciding to be breaking bullish here, I will be taking a trade on this. That's why I told you I am only going to take a trade in case we do decide to be breaking bullish above this region. And of course, if Bitcoin does decide to be breaking bearish from here, we're going to look lower. And of course, it's going to be a pretty big trade here. That's why I like the setup. Because it's going to be basically guarantee us an approximately 7% return here. Yeah, 6.2% return. And that's, of course, a 6.2% return for an approximately 1 or 1.5% risk. Would just make a lot of sense for me to take that. So, yeah, that's why I'm just casually still waiting. I'm still waiting for that breakout. And that's why it's very frustrating to see some people don't really understand the game plan here. Yeah, Bored Apes are good. Bored Apes are good. CryptoPunks are good. But no, not those stupid promotions on Instagram you see. Those are terrible. Those are absolutely terrible. And look at this. Bitcoin is, by the way, holding up its support here. Pretty interesting. You can see. We're zooming in. Bitcoin, upper slope support line, bouncing. Pretty decent. Pretty decent, if you would ask me. At the same time, we can see markets rebounding on the 50-minute time frame. And also, guys, also, in just a few minutes from now on, we're going to see the stock market opening. In just 50 minutes, guys. By the way, if you haven't already liked the video, make sure to do so right now. It will be highly appreciated if you can do so. And guys, holy damn, I was not aware of this. Let me quickly show this to you guys, because we're very close towards an insane target. We're very close towards the 80.9k subscribers. And guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you are going to subscribe right now, because we're very close towards this target, and it will be absolutely amazing if we can reach it today. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so right now. It will be highly appreciated. Solana NFTs are changing the NFTs so much, money to be made even in a bear market. I mean, pretty interesting. If I just purely look at the NFT volume, it has been pretty shit right now. I've been reading that. I've been doing my research on that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of NFTs. So yeah, I'm just not sticking on it right now. It's not the way how I make money right now nowadays. That's not really my strategy. Oh, what a big spam. I get a lot of spams. So Bitcoin is rebounding a little bit towards the upside right now. And guys, we will be definitely monitoring on how the S&P 500 is going to react towards the stock market open today. One more bull run and I'm done. I will be buying you a cake someday. That will be absolutely amazing. I love cake. Just subscribe since the 1K. I subscribed since the 1,000 subscribers. I mean, that's an absolutely legendary thing here, guys. I mean, I remember that 1,000 subscribers has been not a very while ago. Oh, guys, we're only one away. Only one subscriber away. I'm not going to beg for it, but it will be pretty cool. It will be pretty cool if we can reach it. So let me go further in towards the content, because, yeah, you're subscribing for the content. So Bitcoin really moving up right now here. It's approaching the 30.4k resistance again here. And like you can see, if we're zooming in, this has been the resistance to watch right here. Solana's Ethereum. There we go again. I think it's pretty funny. I'm only selling once it is going up. That's true. Me too. Only sell against strength. And guys, I've been like this time around, I will be a little bit more transparent also along the way up, because in fact I've been saying a few things here. Last time around while we were going up, and I remember this stage over here. This was a big lesson for me, and also over here. I've been saying that I've been distributing my Bitcoin, of course, approximately on this region over here after March, and Bitcoin kept going up from all that point, because I was addressing the bearish divergence. People hated me for it. People were hating and screaming against me. Oh, you stupid bear, blah blah blah, and like people really get angry. And right now it's the other way around, right? We're low, and I'm bullish, and people hate you for it. Some people. And also over here, I shorted this top over here. People hated me for it. And I've not really said a lot of things about it over here, because sometimes you get a lot of hate over it, and it's not fine to say it, right? This time around, I will be, of course, even more... I will be going even more in towards my strategy. In the next run we will be getting, I will be showing you even more what I will be doing, what my strategy is, what I'm going to do with my own capital, where I will be deploying my capital outside of Bitcoin as well here. Because yeah, I'm currently a mega crypto portfolio, but I am also diversifying my portfolio more and more as a different run up starts, right? And especially on the next run up. How old is Rover? I am currently 21 years old. I lost a lot of money in the past 12 months. I can not 12 months. Let's talk about the last 4 months. I lost a lot of money from it, because I've been actually holding like only 25% tether approximately. I wish I hold it a little bit more tether, but still, in hindsight, I mean, I don't care, because I've got the same strategy: buy as much Bitcoin as possible. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to stack even more up. Oh boy, I was selling this because of selling a better divergent. Didn't short it to your confirmation helped me to be sure. That's pretty cool, Long Mountain, to have that. I mean, actually, like, in hindsight, everything seems so obvious, right? In hindsight, always everything seems very obvious, because on the daily time frame, let's talk and let's talk about all the obvious things Bitcoin done, and in hindsight it even seemed more obvious, right? So I will be first talk about the previous ones, and then I will be talking about what we're currently seeing, right? In hindsight, this was being a very easy short, because yeah, Bitcoin lost momentum on the way up here, and it formed that losing strength point on the top side right here. Same for here, losing strength point on the top side. Also, what it did, Bitcoin on the higher region, it formed a bearish divergence. People hated me once again for me pointing that out here. Bitcoin lost momentum over there, was pretty bearish. What did we do on the lower side? In hindsight, it was very easy to see, because Bitcoin created a momentum divergence on that lower side region. So once again, over here on the lower side, Bitcoin formed the bullish divergence, moved up eventually towards those higher regions. Right now, Bitcoin is forming also a bullish divergence on oversold territorium, and that is historically seeing one of the most craziest bullish signals on the market. And I will be walking out of the screen for a second so you guys can see it. Over here, next to me over here, we're forming another bullish divergence on the daily time frame. And this, guys, this is going to be seeming so obvious in the future, because yes, Bitcoin likes to be bouncing Bitcoin likes to be bouncing once it's creating a bullish divergence from oversold territorium, and it likes to be dropping very hard once it is forming a bearish divergence from overbought territorium. What you can see happened over there, and also all the way back in in March and April 2021. Bitcoin just likes to do that. So probably in hindsight, it's going to seem so obvious again. I wish I was so mature as Rover at 21. I mean, that's pretty cool to hear. I mean, I'm really what my focus is right now. You have to set some certain goals in life, right? What you want to be achieving, what you want to be doing here, and medication is really helping me for that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. When did you start in crypto? 2016. I worked at McDonald's, guys. I've got a very cool story. I mean, for many people that have been around for a while, they do know the story. I worked at McDonald's. My friend told me buy Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin was trading around $1,800 US, I decided to not buy Bitcoin. I decided to be buying Verge. I decided to be buying Redcoin, and I invested approximately $200 US in my first month, making approximately 1,000 from it. Invested another 200, and eventually I earned that approximately, in total, 400 euros. In that case, because I live in the Netherlands, I pay with euros. From that approximately 400 euros, I flipped it in towards somewhere around 35 to 40K. And I remember it very good, because I was sitting at we were having a Christmas dinner with my family, and I was checking my phone every second, because I was making another 1,000, another 1,000, another 1,000, because that was, of course, one of the most craziest days here I remember from my life, where my portfolio was going parabolic up, and it went down again. But, guys, I made an approximately, in the end of the day, 18,000 euros in profit. I redeployed it all in Ethereum and Bitcoin, Cardano, BNB. And it has been one of the most greatest lessons in life, because I learned to make money with not a lot of money. And that's definitely possible in crypto. And that basically got myself addicted. And I watched YouTube every single day in at that time. I watched a Crypto Zombie. He's still doing it here. And I watch him not every single day, but sometimes I still watch him. Pretty cool content he makes. But I watched him all the way back in 2017. Absolutely legend. And he learned me a lot. So definitely cool guy. Big shout out to him. Netherlands, where I currently... I literally moved out of the Netherlands right now because I bought myself an own apartment in a foreign country. Yeah, right now I used to live in Utrecht, pretty cool country, middle of the country. But yeah, I currently finally moved out. Balenciaga is accepting Bitcoin for payments. Yeah, true. And the group of Balenciaga, and let me go towards this. Pretty interesting topic to talk about. Pretty interesting topic to see. Here, Balenciaga is accepting Bitcoin in the US. And look also at this here. The Balenciaga group is owned by a French luxury group. Kering also owns Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Alexander McQueen, Bottega Veneta. Also, this luxury giant LVMH announced last week that one of its labels, Tag Heuer, will also accept Bitcoin in the USA. And of course, guys, they are holding such crazy big brands. This is, of course, a crazy, crazy thing. Let me see. Benjamin Count was he around in 2017? I don't know. I don't know if he was making content. I always watched that guy and some other YouTubers as well, like Sunny Degree, but he stopped. But yeah, pretty cool guys at that point. That's my favorite place in the Netherlands. I used to live in Almere. Oh, that's pretty cool. Long Mountain, pretty funny. Unfortunately, I can't reply to that. So yeah, meditation. Yeah, it's pretty funny that people laugh once I say meditation. Some of my friends were also laughing at me because I'm doing meditation. But it's literally like I think it's stupid that people are laughing about meditation, because just try to do it yourself. You're going to definitely go next level if you're going to do so. What's the value of your portfolio? I'm not going to talk about that. I think that's better. 5 minutes for the American markets. Yes, I see. 4 minutes even for me. No, I'm not going to talk about those things here. Stay here. Definitely 4 more minutes, guys, to go. And we're going to see the US market going open. And I will be quickly open this chart over here. Let me remove the drawings. Left side, we can see the US 500 going to be going open. There's probably going to be a high amount of volatility entering in this market right now. And on the right side, you can see Bitcoin. Let me load up this chart here. And on the right side, we can see Bitcoin. So let's see what the S&P 500 can do for Bitcoin right here. You said meditation. Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, I still owe them also quite a lot. Ryan, I'm sorry. You said medication. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean meditation. Between... Thank you so much, Joseph. I appreciate it. Much love from South Africa. That's cool. Watching everyone from all over the world. Everyone. And let's see if we reached the target, by the way. Yeah, we reached it. Absolutely amazing, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Absolutely amazing. So let's watch the stock market open. We're going to have the opening of the stock market in exactly 2 minutes from now on. And let me quickly also check up on my Twitter what we're currently seeing across the world happening. Nothing very interesting, to be honest. It's definitely you have to search up monk mode. It's pretty cool. Monk mode. Search it up in Google. Very interesting to try out. Watching from Korea, also cool, man. Everyone watching all over the world. So yeah, it's going to be 2 more minutes still. It's going to go down here. And the volatility for today is going to start picking up for Bitcoin. Because yeah, if we're going to look back towards what happened actually today, it's not a lot here. We've been trading against our resistance range, and we've been getting rejected every single time around already. So so yeah, it's pretty interesting what we're currently seeing. Not a lot of interesting development right now happening. I see also that there is just another breaking news here. eBay launches its first own NFT collection, partnering with one of NFT. So that's also pretty cool to see eBay going into the NFT space. Apparently they're jumping on the hype. Also, oh, whoa, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, one more minute before the stock market is going to go open. It's coming down a little bit here, dragging Bitcoin down with it. Hungary, that's cool. Can you stream till like 81k subs? I mean, I potentially can do so. I will be trying to hold it on as long as possible. Maybe I will get my chair because I'm still standing here. Because I like standing behind my desk. I've learned a lot by watching you. That's cool. Yeah, sometimes, guys, we've been already live for 1 hour. And right now, the energy levels are really coming down. And of course, I try to do these streams every single day, guys. Purely to also educate a lot of you guys. To give my insights about what I'm currently learning from. What I learned from my own experience, what I learned from my own faults in space, I'm trying to give it to you guys out there because I actually love making content on YouTube. I'm absolutely addicted from it since I was very, very small. Can you predict the target? I mean, I'm not really going to. I'm not a huge fan of these predictions, guys. I don't really like to do them. But what I'm really looking for, and I would like to be. Let me quickly, first of all, look at the stock market open before going in towards these predictions, because stock market is going to open in 5 seconds, and it looks to be that the volatility is already starting to be turning up. And guys, yes, the stock market is open. Congratulations for surviving it. The new week is starting, so let's see. Hopefully, we could get a very exciting week for the stock market. Probably we're going to see some volatility really coming up here. Are we going to have that rebound on the stock market? That's going to be the big question right now here, because that's really the thing that we're currently waiting for. So while the stock market opened, I want to be talking, of course, a little bit about, yeah, what my cycle prediction potentially is here for Bitcoin. So, yeah, what I basically think here, if we're going to look back, we always want to be looking at those low-risk stages on the market where we can potentially generate life-changing wealth from off, right? So if we're going to look at life-changing wealth opportunities, we're once again back on that weekly RSI range, sorry, monthly RSI range, I should say. That yellow bound over here, that lower bound where we could be starting to accumulate from. So that's pretty interesting to be looking at right now here. More importantly, I think that we should be looking at these monthly consolidation phases, and that could be maybe really help us to really identify when Bitcoin is going to create a large move here. Like here in towards 2018 and here in towards 2021. So yeah, if I'm going to look at that, I can currently see Bitcoin is forming a falling wedge pattern. Falling wedge pattern is a typical bullish bias continuation pattern, and of course we had that positive lead-in phase. What is very important for such kind of a pattern, right? Positive lead-in phase, and then you have a multi-year, in this case already multi-year or multi-month, however you want to be calling it, multi-month consolidation phase towards the downside, and then you're going to create that continuation. But Bitcoin, holy damn, it's moving up like crazy. That was a pretty interesting move from Bitcoin over here. Let me place them on the 1 minute because that's pretty exciting, right? So Bitcoin moved up massively. It spiked up like $200. Look at the 1 minute time frame for Bitcoin. I just saw it on the right side of my screen. The Bitcoin was flopping up very quickly. So yeah, US stock market, not really interesting things playing out right now. And of course, it's right now even dragging Bitcoin down again and really undoing his hard work. But basically what we can see over here is once again whale activity, probably, because yeah, there are some large players really, of course, taking their terrain in the market. They want to be, of course, securing their position in the cryptocurrency market, and that is probably why we are seeing these large spikes. And of course, this will be this is also a pretty positive thing for the volume. We want to keep the volume high on the market, right? So pretty interesting going up. Indeed, Bitcoin pumping, and right now it's coming down again. Look at the inverse relationship right now here between the US 500 and Bitcoin. Bitcoin falling down massively, and of course, guys, this is the 1 minute time frame. Please don't get deluded. This is a very low time frame, so nothing really bad happening or nothing positive happening. But yeah, we can see S&P 500 is really coming down right now, coming up again on this 1 minute candle, and Bitcoin coming down. So a little bit of an inverse relationship right now between those assets. So yeah, pretty interesting to see. But let me place them back to 5 minutes at least, because 1 minute is getting myself a little bit nervous here, right? It makes yourself feel a little bit nervous. But yeah, you can see maybe on the S&P 500 we could be argue about, okay, we can be form some kind of an bull flag here, right? Will be pretty cool to see. So yeah, Bitcoin did a pretty amazing job here, actually. It really freaked me out for a second, because I really thought we were going to go for that explosive move here, but we're still waiting for actually happening anytime soon here, because I still expect we are going to get that explosive move happening today. Falling wedges move up 68% of the time, Crypto Liver would remind us every single time. I don't know who Crypto Liver is, but indeed, falling wedges are a typical more bullish bias pattern for the market. And also talking about a falling wedge, I've been discussing it, guys. In hindsight, it probably will be once again seems so obvious. But yeah, we are currently forming one of the most largest falling wedges in Bitcoin's history on the daily time frame. Then in case, and of course also on the monthly time frame, we are forming the same falling wedge, of course, even in a larger scale. But yeah, you can clearly see Bitcoin could be, of course, potentially form one crazy daily breakout, guys. This is going to be a daily breakout that is probably going down massively in history. This is, of course, a lead-in phase that what we had of this falling wedge of an approximately, let me see how much days this already is. This was like 113 days lead-in phase, and then consolidation phase already over 195 days. So this pattern is definitely going to create a massive, it will be creating a massive move, first of all, but more importantly, it will be probably show us definitely that a lot of people are going to be watching towards this, also classic traders, etc. So it will be probably really spice up things here. If we do decide to be breaking bullish, it could be, of course, have a massive effect across the market. So yeah, falling wedge here, pretty interesting to see. It's in 68% chance, just like, let me see, Joseph was saying in the chat, 68% chance of breaking towards the upside. That's a pretty high odd for me here. Of course, it could be, of course, consolidated a little bit longer. It could come, of course, towards the upside over here, come down again towards lower ranges, towards that 25K region, and then potentially move up. Or we're already going to be moving up. We just have to wait and see on how it is exactly going to be playing out right here. So yeah, pretty cool to see S&P 500 really coming up and Bitcoin again as well. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool if you would ask me. Pretty cool if you would ask me. So yeah, you can really see how similar they move to each other, right? On the left side you can see the S&P 500, on the right side you can see Bitcoin, and how they move together. It's just beautiful. It's just like a piece of art we're looking at. I'm entering a long right now, $750 10x leverage. What I will be doing with my long position, of course, you can already enter your long positions if you're very convinced Bitcoin is, of course, going to continue from this 4-hour breakout over here. If you're very convinced Bitcoin is going to be breaking bullish off the W structure over here, you could already enter your long positions. I'm currently with I'm opening another long position anytime soon here, but I will be only do so if we do decide to be breaking bullish and go for the retest over here, like I can show you. I will be only open a new long position in this scenario, of course, if that happens. But of course, more importantly, I've been already in a long position right here. This one is right now in 2.8k profit approximately. Of course, if Bitcoin really moves up from this point and Bitcoin is going to increase further in value, I already am settled with this position as well, because I opened this position from another trade I also announced on my channel and on my Telegram group. And of course, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check that out in all the links in the description. But yeah, this trade was basically based off the monthly level of support for Bitcoin. You were looking at this level, and this is, of course, bomb. Let me go to the daily time frame. This is, of course, the monthly level of support. Oh man, this is not the right chart. Let me get a different chart. Where's my right chart? Guys, come on. Come on, where's my right chart? I don't know. Oh, here it is. So yeah, these are basically the levels. This is the monthly level of support you can see on the right side. So first of all, on the left side on January, and then the summer low for Bitcoin. Bitcoin bounced very hard from that monthly level of support. So I decided to accumulate a position on the monthly support level. That trade is right now here, of course, on Prime XPT. That trade is currently in a 2.8k profit, a little bit of profit. With this trade, I will be taking profit, full 100% profits on $35,000. That's going to be an approximately what is it, like 20k profit or something. So that's, of course, going to be a good target to be aiming for. But of course, yeah, if we're going to come down, I will be looking to, of course, accumulate different positions. Look at the S&P 500 falling right now, massively falling, 10 points, 15 points already. So that's, of course, a little bit more bearish. So let's see how this is going to be playing out. But yeah, more importantly, yeah, I'm looking from that for that bounce for the monthly time frame for Bitcoin. And of course, all the other confirmations are basically confirming my thoughts why I did open that position. If anyone is actually interested in trading, make sure to check out these links in the description. In the link in the description, you can find the 3 best trading exchanges out there. Also, if you're not interested in trading, but you want to be accumulating spot, so you want to be buying more Bitcoin spot, I would suggest to use Bybit, because Bybit is currently one of the largest liquidity providers out there for a lot of these altcoins out there, and together they are currently offering you 0% makers fee. So you have a 0% fee on buying altcoins over there currently for the coming 30 days. That's very important to note. So if you're interested in buying altcoins with Ideal, or if you're buying altcoins or you just want to be trading altcoins, also possible. Make sure to check out Bybit. Otherwise, yeah, check out Prime XBD for the biggest bonus. Make sure to benefit from the bonuses in these more tougher periods in the market, because yeah, they are basically help you to open a free trade on the market. So yeah, you can find all these links in the description right now, guys, if you are interested in these kinds of things here. Also, yeah, VMAX is also pretty good exchange to definitely check out right now. Yeah, what are we having right now? What are we seeing? Bitcoin is really not having a heavy reaction compared to the S&P 500 right now. S&P 500 is taking a little bit of a more bigger hit. S&P 500 has to go to 3,500. I see more people talking about the 3,500 level for the S&P 500. I do get that level. Let me purely go in towards the S&P right now here, right? That S&P 500 target of 3,500 3,500 points basically comes from, of course, US dollars, I should say, basically comes, of course, from that head and shoulders breakdown we got on the market. You can see clearly over here, we formed that left shoulder on the market, we formed that head on the market, right shoulder, and perfect rejection, and that will be aiming basically for a target of 3,500 US dollars, and 3,500 US dollars is going to be then, in that case, be that oh, damn it, excuse me. Let me get the screen back because I disappeared the screen by accident. So yeah, the 3,500 US dollars is basically the target for the S&P 500 right now. In this case, Bitcoin really coming down massively, basically getting dragged down due to the S&P 500 today. So that's pretty unfortunate to see. Yeah, I can really see S&P is done coming down here, but of course, no massive moves yet getting created here by the S&P. Everything can still happen right here, and of course, could still be a pretty positive ending to the day for the S&P, and that could be helping Bitcoin. So yeah, it will be pretty unfortunate if Bitcoin does decide to close its 15-minute candle over here, because yeah, it will be, of course, confirm a breakdown of our trend we're currently creating. And of course, what you really want to be seeing right now is that this uptrend we're currently in is going to continue, right? So yeah, it could be a little bit more worse for Bitcoin. Are you coming to California? I'm actually. Am I coming to California? I will be definitely. I would love to go there, but actually probably not in the coming 4 months. But maybe afterwards. Maybe in towards the, maybe in towards 2023. TA for technical analysis on the S&P is right now like 1929 crash city soon. I mean, many of these classic investors and these classic analysts are screaming for very low targets right now in the S&P 500. Also, really adding on, and like that head and shoulders breakdown we're currently getting, it was actually a pretty beautiful head and shoulders breakdown and a beautiful rejection for the S&P 500. But more importantly, this is really feeding in towards the fear, right? This is really feeding the fear across the markets. Very low targets, people are screaming for lower targets, and that could be, of course, a very, very bad effect. And look at Bitcoin, how it's recovering once again here. Really, the volatility is turning up here. Comes down $200, recovers $200 in just a matter of a few eye blinks. So, yeah, there's definitely high volatility coming up right now for the markets. So, let me go back into... Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful candle. Beautiful candle. Hey, Crypto Rover. Hey, Bayam top list. Nem. I don't know how to pronounce it. So, yeah, what we're currently really essentially still waiting for is that potential breakout for Bitcoin above this 30.6K region. Previously, near the 29K was a rumor that Amazon started to accept Bitcoin crypto payments, similar like today with Balenciaga. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, I already talked and basically briefed about it, what I think about it. I think it's a very good step, and you can once again see the group that is also behind Balenciaga is like a very, very big group of very, very big group of people with a lot of money. And they are behind Bitcoin. They are currently supporting Bitcoin. Clearly shows you a direction where Bitcoin is heading towards in the future, right? So these large people with these basically very high net worth individuals are really working and putting their attention to Bitcoin. Clearly shows you on what stage in the market we are. We are in a stage where smart money likes to accumulate. where weak hands tends to be selling, because that's literally what is currently happening. This is also, I don't really describe this as a classic bear market for Bitcoin that's going to take very long here. I don't think that it necessarily is going to take very long. I think it potentially could be already close to be over for Bitcoin. We can clearly see, I mean, I've never seen a Bitcoin bear market where there is still a run on Bitcoin and where we could still see a massive supply shock for Bitcoin, what will be a cascading effect for the price action to increase, right? So adding everything together up here for Bitcoin, I could be potentially say, okay, does a bear market necessarily has to last 3 years, and does Bitcoin necessarily have to be not form a new all-time high for the coming 3 years from now on? No, I don't think so. I think Bitcoin can probably surprise everyone by setting new all-time highs way quicker than everyone has been anticipating, and it will be also make for me a lot of sense here, because there is not a bear market. There's never been a bear market before where Bitcoin is getting withdrawals from exchanges, where less Bitcoin is in circulation. Bitcoin is still seeing a high amount of ask, and the demand is definitely staying this. The ask is still definitely there for the potential supply we have here across the market. So it's, of course, we're still having the perfect ingredients for a supply squeeze for Bitcoin and supply shock for Bitcoin, and that will be probably cascade in a massive price increase towards the upside. I mean, Bitcoin growing towards the upside and the price action increasing for Bitcoin is inevitable, since there are only 21 million coins. There's just more and more ask for for all these coins, because there's so many million. There are more than 21 million millionaires, and they can't all have Bitcoin. Rover, you should definitely get more subscribers. I mean, let me check up here, guys. We're moving up like crazy. We are definitely moving up like crazy already today. More than 70 subscribers. So thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, guys. For everyone who did jump on board today. So yeah, it's definitely like worth to put everything in perspective right now. And like I told you about, it's all about the risk levels. And also, guys, look at this. Give me a second. So where I want to be talking about is like whales like to be buying once the fear is in the market. And of course, everyone has been copying my chart over whole Twitter. I've been seeing everyone doing it because I know the layout I used from the August 21st, 2021. But you can see over here the fear and greed index. It has they like to be buying whales because this is the chart, the whales chart, and I placed also the fear and greed index in it. And whales have been accumulating on the recent days here. They have been increase much of their value, and I will be quickly show you this chart over here because I think this is very important to point out here. Whales like to be accumulate once there's high fear in a market. And look back here, guys, this is the complete history of the whales, what their behavior basically is here. So a whale behavior is that once a bear market comes, they're going to drop a lot of Bitcoin on the market. That will be basically create a massive downwards effect here. And it is good that whales are decreasing over time, because the more whales in the market, the more they can affect the price action. So we can see whales over here, they distributed their Bitcoins along with the strength. That is a very good thing to see here. Only right now we're seeing a different trend getting emerged here for the Bitcoin whales here. Just like in the bear market of 2019, the Bitcoin whales addresses holding more than 10,000 Bitcoins on top of them are buying, and they're accumulating in a faster pace never seen before. So yeah, we are currently seeing a massive spike across these whales coming in towards the market. This is of course a thing to take in consideration about what we're currently doing here. We're falling massively towards the downside, and this is the proof. This chart is the proof that if you are selling your Bitcoin right now on this exact moment, you are in fact selling your Bitcoins to whales. Is that the thing you want to be doing? That's going to be the question. Is this the thing you want to be doing? Do you want to be selling your Bitcoins to whales? I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, we are seeing the whales really accumulate. And of course, like you can see, whales like to accumulate into extreme fear. Look at the pandemic crash over here. This was the pandemic crash. Whales stepped in towards the market and of course accumulated a ton of Bitcoin. Over here as well, January in the bear market, whales accumulated into weakness and into fear. This is an historical move that whales like to be doing. They like to be buying in towards the fear. Once you are screaming and you think the market is going to come down massively, and you think the market is going to come down towards 10K, 5K, 4K, whatever everyone is screaming, because everyone is screaming nowadays about these crazy low targets. And I see every freaking influencer and I don't really call myself an influencer, but every single crypto influencer out there making videos about Bitcoin falling to 22K. Why? Is because it clicks very good. I know it. It clicks very good. It clicks very good. You get a lot of views from it. But guys, I'm going to have a seat here, so give me a second. And Bitcoin is, by the way, coming up very good here. Profit up to 3.2K. Oh, look at Bitcoin. So give me a second. I will be take a seat over here. But yeah, I mean, my desk have to come down here. So yeah, it's very important to not lose your focus right now here. This is not really the time to be so afraid in the market, and especially looking at this reversal structure we're currently creating on the 1 hour time frame, right? So yeah, sell pressure is eventually going to run out here, and like I warned everyone about, potentially in hindsight, it's all going to be looking so obvious. It's all going to look so obvious in hindsight, and maybe I will be using this clip in a few months from now on. It will be pretty cool if we can use this clip in a few months from now on, because yeah, it is going to be a pretty cool cool clip to shill. I mean, $10 million for Bitcoin in 5 years. I think, like Toin Coin Lover, Bitcoin will be reaching 10 million, or at least 1 million, so much quicker than everyone expects. So much quicker than everyone expects. Why? Is because Bitcoin is measured against the dollar, and the dollar is a weakening currency. The weakening currency is not really the currency you should be holding, and as the dollar continues losing their value, Bitcoin will increase in value, because Bitcoin will be not get printed, and the dollar will keep getting printed. And that is why Bitcoin will be probably reach that 1 million target way quicker than everyone expects. My prediction. I think Bitcoin will be reaching its targets way quicker than everyone expects. Hey Rover, what are your bear market low predictions? Andy, nice that you're here. Pretty cool you're joining on the stream. Bear market prediction. I mean, I think I explained to my viewers a moment ago. Do we really call this, I mean, I call this a bear market because we have been trading in a downtrend for very long. But look at this. Is this a bear market? Is this a different kind of a bear market? This is a bear market where we're having a run on Bitcoin, because there's still clearly a run on Bitcoin, and we can clearly see that bulls are accumulating. So, do I think the bottom is in? I think bottom is in, or either very close. And at the same time, I want to be saying here, what are my bear market low predictions? I rather don't call really a bear market a thing anymore. I think that cycles are not really a thing anymore in this market. So that is why I talk about this. And I'm getting the chart in front of the screen right now here. I said it already several times before in this video. I am currently not anymore looking at bear markets, bull cycles whatsoever. I'm just looking at the risk levels for Bitcoin. And right now the risk is just very low. Forget about crypto market cycles. It's all about the risk. That's what I say. So what is my low prediction? I personally think the low is potentially already in for Bitcoin. I think the imminent short term is going to be a little bit more stronger for Bitcoin. We're at least going to get a relief rally. And of course, from up that point, we're going to reevaluate to see what the market is going to do. Are we going to get the bounce to 35K? Then I will be, of course, looking to reevaluate to see what we're going to do, of course. Are we going to see a break above it? I'm going to be having bullish price action. Are we going to see a break below it? We're going to look, of course, for lower targets. So right now, I will be focusing on a purely relief rally on the market. After that, we will be, of course, reevaluate either to get a break above it or break below it. And then we can really talk about what we really think are the low targets. I personally think that we're not going to go and form a lower low than the low that we already formed in the market right here. And yeah, that's basically my prediction. So let me see. Rover, do you use the squeeze momentum indicator? I think it's a good indicator. I have used it several times before. And let me see what it's currently telling us, right? Which one are you referring to? Because there are several squeeze momentum indicators. I don't think this is the right one. I mean, tell me which one exactly I should check out. Tell me. So look at Bitcoin. Still think there's a lot more future though. Maybe like 500K. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Ethereum is really outperforming Bitcoin right now in this rally towards the upside, this bounce back. That is pretty strong to see, actually. That's also the thing that you would love to see. And yeah, I just want to be seeing that this break above the 30.6K with the 1 hour candle close. I mean, this 1 hour candle close we're getting is already more stronger. So I really want to be seeing the further continuation getting created from here on. let me check up. The one with divergence. Okay. 30.5k is such a strong of resistance range. Yeah, true. You can clearly see how big of a struggle Bitcoin has been getting from off this level. It has been definitely a major supply range for Bitcoin. That is why we need the S&P 500 to pump right now, and it's exactly doing that. This could be really help Bitcoin to turn bullish here. This could be really help Bitcoin. If the S&P really continues right now towards that upside region, this could be, of course, become very bullish. And let me also do a quick tweet here. Let me do this. Let me place a tweet because I like to keep you guys on my Twitter also up to date here. So yeah, we are currently forming a beautiful W. So make sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't already at RoverCRC. I'm currently running also a very cool giveaway. So if anyone is interested in a giveaway right now, I am running one. I will be picking the winner exactly 44 hours from now on. So you can still join it. It's because I lost the bet against you guys. I'm giving away $500 and of course guys, every single time I do announce my giveaway winners, I do it with a video where I show you, I use a randomizer where I clearly pick a random guy. So the odds for everyone is exactly the same to enter. So if you're interested in a giveaway, check out my Twitter page right now. And you can still join it here. And it will be picked the winner in 44 hours. Exactly 44 hours, guys. So you still have enough time to enter. So you can also enter later. But make sure we are currently running that giveaway. Also, guys, this is pretty funny, right? Bear markets create Bitcoiners. Bitcoiners create bull markets. Bull markets create shitcoiners. Shitcoiners create bear markets. That's definitely a fact. That's definitely a big market fact. Yo, guys, indeed. That's my intros. Intro not song, but intro way of doing my intros. Chainlink is a good alt, but very risky if Bitcoin is decreasing, which we don't know 100% for sure. True. We definitely don't know if Bitcoin can come down a little bit further from here on, but for sure Chainlink is an altcoin to look at if the markets tend to be turning bullish again. My favorite altcoin right now to be buying is definitely BNB. It's pretty low risk right now in my opinion, with still pretty high returns potential high returns. That's cool. That's funny. Guys, if you haven't already smashed the like button, make sure to do so also right now in the chat. Sorry, in the chat below the video. Oh my gosh. It's getting a long stream, that's why. But I just want to be seeing this pure breakout right now with you guys out there, because I personally think it's going to be likely to get the breakout anytime soon for Bitcoin. So, I do want to be sticking around with you guys out there if we do get the breakout, right? Because the volatility is going to be insane if we are going to see that bullishness come towards the market. You hold anything else but Bitcoin? Yeah, I hold a lot of stuff here, guys. I hold a lot of stuff. I mean, I do hold a lot of altcoins, but I have went over it already several times before today, so I will be not do so right now. But yeah, of course, outside crypto, I do hold some luxury watches. I do hold some other things as well. I don't know if I can really talk about. I'm also working on some real estate projects right now in foreign countries like Mexico. So really diversifying my portfolio, but really right now I am mainly focusing on getting as much Bitcoin as I possibly can here, because I personally think that the risk to reward is very good right here on the market. Do I have to sleep or sell a kidney? No, man, go to sleep. Verizon is a small cap, but it has, I mean, indeed, Verizon has a lot of potential. I totally agree, but I still think it's pretty risky. How about Ethereum? Volume is crazy right now. I will be going over Ethereum, definitely. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin right now. You can see it on the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin chart. It has been losing this support line. I was not really... It has been losing the support line, what I was not really expecting. You can see it's trading below it right now and it's trying to be coming above it again. So probably is going to result in a rejection. If we do break above it once again, it's going to be showing a fake out, and Ethereum could be showing us a little bit more strength in towards the coming days ahead of ourselves. We'll be pretty positive if we could get that, but more importantly, if we do break down, next realistic target to be buying on is 0.065, and after that the 0.056. Those are my main two targets to be accumulating my Ethereum compared to Bitcoin chart at right now, and those are basically levels that I would like to shift Ethereum back to Bitcoin, right? Or sorry, all the way around, to shift my Bitcoin to Ethereum. Right now, I'm more into Bitcoin than Ethereum, even though I think the potential for Ethereum is way higher right now with the merge coming up, etc. So yeah. I live in. Oh man, you live in Cancun. I mean, I am literally looking at Tulum to do that. So yeah, Cancun is pretty cool. I've been there as well. I've been last winter. So in the January I was there. January I was in Cancun. I was in Tulum as well. So yeah, Mexico is pretty cool. What will be your price prediction for Bitcoin in the coming 5 years? For me, I will be. It's very hard to predict because Bitcoin can do literally everything what we don't expect to do. Coming 5 years, I don't know if the euro or dollar is still around in 5 years, so I don't know if it's hard to measure that against the US dollar or Bitcoin. But like in this rate, I personally think like in the next cycle, we're at least going to do 10x, is going to be, sorry, in the next coming 5 years, is going to at least do another 15x from here on. So I'm expecting at least 400k Bitcoin in 5 years. So that's going to be a clear 15x from now on. I live there in a moment. That's cool. Attention, S&P. Yeah, S&P, let's see what's going to be doing here. So far, the volume is pretty decent on the... let me quickly check up, actually. It's a lot of... Yeah, volume is pretty decent on the S&P right now. Just very similar on previous opens on the market. It tends to be always create these big wicks, lower side, top side, right? And a little bit later, it starts to be really choose its direction. So... it's pretty similar about what the S&P does several times on the opening, right? So yeah. Your views about Solana. I've been if you really want to be seeing my views about Solana, you should go towards my previous stream here and on channel. I'm not a real big fan of Solana right now here. I think it's not the best crypto to be buying right now, not the most secure network. So I think the downside is more, the downside risk is bigger for Solana than the upside risk. So no, I'm not really buying a lot of Solana right now. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. Yeah, guys, I think I will be potentially wrap up the stream right now. Even though I do think that Bitcoin is on the verge on a massive move here, I want to do some other things right now that I got to do. So yeah, unfortunately, I will be wrap up the stream right now here, guys. Still, the last word that I want to be putting out here: if you want to be buying Bitcoin or altcoins with 0% maker fee, check out Bybit. Definitely worth to check out right now. 0% fees together with a $4,000 deposit bonus. Very handy to claim right now in these more bearish markets where you definitely can benefit very good from. So yeah, if you haven't already bought Bitcoin, do your own research. It could definitely go each direction. It could break down right now from this point. If we do decide to be breaking bullish, or if you are interested in staying up to date about all the other developments, guys, go towards my Signal group over here and go towards my Twitter page over here. And it's all in the link in the description, guys. You can find everything in the link in the description. Also, if you're interested in storing your Bitcoin on a ledger, you can also find it in the link description where you can do that safely. So yeah, guys, if you're a subscriber, absolutely thank you so much for being here on the show today. I will be trying to be maybe back later today if we're going to see any interesting market development. Anyways, if I will be not, I will be back tomorrow with another live stream here on the channel where I will be preparing you guys some very cool news once again on the market, and also I will be preparing you guys some very interesting price charts. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so right now here. If you haven't already smashed up the bell notification, make sure to do so as well, so you will be definitely not miss the show of tomorrow. With yeah, that have being said, guys, thank you so much for watching towards today's episode, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.